of nature and of the hunt. Be with us this night and guide us as we find our way back to ourselves. We bid you hail and welcome.
Hail and welcome.
Well, don't you want me to talk about the human sacrifice?
People who, I don't know, sneak around graveyards at night and do nasty things to furry animals.
We are Satanists or devil worshippers.
The big dumpster for the animal bones and stuff.
That's not us.
My name is Aaron Bottrell.
Tanya Colli,
Stan,
Priesthood of the First Degree.
High Priestess.
temple officers.
I started studying seriously towards it in 2001, and I was initiated in 2005.
And about 5 years ago, I came to the Modern Mystery School as a student and began to study Wicca through their lineage, and became a student and teacher and high priestess in the Wiccan lineage.
I have been a Wiccan for 6 years. I converted to Wicca because someone who was very special to me was a priestess in this community, and she had something that I wanted, which was an active life of faith, and we never looked back since. So 6 years, and hopefully in the next couple of years I will be wearing a red cord as well as a priest of this community.
Wicca isn't as spooky as they might think. That it is actually a really natural way to view things. Wicca is all about nature. It's all about becoming one with the earth, the seasons, the four elements, the sun, the moon, and it's about finding connection in nature and finding that in yourself, finding that connection to the divine within yourself. And all the spooky things surrounding it, there's a lot of myth there.
How reconstructed it is the way in which they reflect a very modern understanding of self and ethics. One of the appeals that that they have, I think, to certain people is that there are no commitments really to speak of. You don't have to believe anything in particular. It's extremely adaptive to your situation. As long as you are totally open to them, they don't even mind your being a Christian and practicing that as well. As long as you don't drag your crazy Christian dogmas into their temple. But as you read and listen to them, it is very much a self-focused spirituality. And I am not sure that in the old pagan ways this would be the case.
Wicca is a recognized religion. It does not have the same organizational structure that the established mainline faiths do.
I think there has always been a culture for Wicca. There's been people out there that work with the Wiccan teachings, some more formally than others. There's quite a few Wiccan organizations, even in Ontario. But I think it's becoming more popular for people as a whole just to be open to the idea of working with energy or unseen energies, communing with nature, becoming one with the earth, and respecting the earth and respecting our brothers and sisters, our friends and family all around. There are classes that I teach that are open to the public, and coven members will participate in the class to enhance their study, to enhance their growth and their path of progression within the Wiccan path. The public may come and take classes just for personal interest, and that's totally fine as well. And these classes range from things about astrology, working with essential oils, working with herbs, all kinds of things.
A typical Sunday night at a public service like this one, we might have something like 30 or 50 people. I think we probably had closer to 50 tonight. And on a big Sabbath, like Beltane or Samhain, we might have 100 people come out. So the community is kind of diffuse. Certainly there are regulars who would come all the time, and then there are people who only come out to, main festivals, or even only once or twice a year.
So we do have what we call open circles, which are celebrations, usually at the full moon or on a Sabbath, which is a solar celebration like the solstice or the equinox. And it is an open ceremony that is open to the public. So it's in essence, it's modified so that it's, so public can participate. You would come in, you would, come into our center and be invited into the circle. It would start off with an explanation or teaching from myself or one of the other high priestesses. So what we would do is, let's say we're talking about the full moon. So we're going to say, what the full moon is about, what this particular full moon represents, what energy does this full moon have in store for you. And then we begin the ritual.
I would be speculating a little bit, but my elaboration might be like this. I have strong, very positive views on the role of women in society and in our religious institutions. So I am a very strong and big supporter of that. But I do know that there have been and are women who have been abused and who have been in many ways broken from abusive relationships, bad relationships. And sometimes they will seek out a place that is welcoming, comfortable, allows them to express themselves in a safe and a secure place. And so I would not be surprised to find people there who do not fit maybe in the larger society, may or may not be able at this point to function well in that society without discomfort. But they find themselves in a place that is fairly small, welcoming, and it's a safe place for them. So that could very well function for people like that.
Most people that have come into it, actually everyone that has come into it, has just had a calling, a feeling, something within them that says, this feels right. There's something about this that just makes more sense than anything else I've ever done or been a part of. And there's a few of us who actually have family lineage of witches.
Probably a number of reasons why women are attracted to it. One is feminine spirituality tends to be organic and much more connected than some forms of male spirituality. And we have lots of stories from other places where women have found ways to have their voice heard and to participate in leadership in some way. And so I wouldn't be surprised at all that there's a certain attraction to being a priestess, if you like, in this particular spiritual movement. There are many Christian churches and other places where they can exercise leadership, but this would be one of them. So for some, I expect that would be true, but I'm not sure it's the only reason.
When I was a kid, I wanted to be a priest. I could see myself standing at an altar performing a ceremony. And when I realized that is not possible, I was like, well, that kind of sucks. And as I began to study and learn more about other religions, including Wicca, I thought, I can become a priestess.
There's been a big change in attitude towards Wiccans in the last 200 or 300 years. I understand that in 1951, the laws on witchcraft in the United Kingdom were repealed. So that was those laws were fairly repressive and restrictive, and it treated witches as fairly dangerous creatures. And as a result, there would be no liberty, if you like, or freedom for them But after that, after 1951, they recognized that that belonged to a different era. So there's been, I probably would say that for the Western world, given that in 1951 the UK repealed those laws, it would make a big difference here.
Being aware of the past and the history of where we came from is woven into everything and is always remembered in what we do, because you can't really know where you're going unless you know where you came from. Well, potions or spells, which can be a combination of herbs, oils, candles, incense, some or all of the above. They're used for personal alchemy. And by alchemy, I mean transformation. So personal change. The energy of the herbs and the oils and these things that create the magical potions actually affect us. So let's say I want to make a potion for love. I want to bring in more love in my life. I would take some lavender flowers. I would take some rose petals. I would add some patchouli oil, some jasmine oil, and adding these energies together would, create love, create this this vibration of love. And by carrying around that potion or wearing that oil would actually, stimulate love energy around me. The various ingredients mixed together is the magic, is the secret teaching. That's what is taught teacher to student. Because there's lots of books, there's lots of things you can find on the internet, love potion, and they could work, and they probably do work, but there's something really magical about recipes and spells that are kept secret, and that's what we teach.
There definitely is a public and a private face to witchcraft.
Certain things are kept private and kept secret because they will hold more power that way. In keeping the traditions true and clean, that means I'll only share the rituals when it's time, when the time is right.